What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the We Love Gaming podcast. I'm your co-host, Godly Sovereign, and of course, I have these two fine young gentlemen, Sir Knight and Mark Araya. How you fellas doing tonight?
Good,
Yo,
man.
what's up,
Good,
guys?
man. Ready to talk about some of these games.
Happy
Yeah,
Friday,
man.
guys.
Yeah, for sure. We got a few things to talk about today. We got some Zelda info, Microsoft info, unfortunately some E3 stuff, and of course we got some PS Plus things. So we got we got a nice little lineup and whatnot. But before we get into the show, let's get into the intro.
I got you, me.
So what's good, everybody? This is We Love Gaming podcast episode 94. And before we get into some of the topics, what games do you guys play?
So pretty much the only game I've been playing this week is Hearthstone. Godly, your mic was a little bit low, but anywho,
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
perfect.
There's something about that intro, man. You play that intro, and then after it, your mic's all catawampus, dude. Like,
Oh, okay, I think it's because it lowers the volume of everybody's
Ah.
mic, and then if I start talking
okay.
right after, it's slowly rising it back. Probably.
It's like
It probably just
weird.
doesn't boom it back in there. I wish it would, but yeah, my
that's the
fault.
problem.
I'll
Yeah.
try to give it a little lapse next time.
No worries.
Hearthstone, my
Yeah, so
man.
I've been playing Hearthstone. I for some reason I keep coming back to it randomly, and then I'll have a late night session with it. But I've been just trying to do all the quests. I collected 135 cards from the Fractured set, so I got the coin. It's kind of cool that you can, unlock the coin for the
Mhm.
set. I didn't unlock any coin before, so that's my first one. So I was grinding a little bit just to get the rewards before the season restarted today.
Uh-huh.
And then I just been kind of addicted to Battlegrounds the most. So the Battlegrounds has been.
Is this your first time playing Battlegrounds, or like you already known about it?
I played it when it first came out, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy it now. So I know they just did a recent balancing of it, or they changed it slightly. They gave like the I guess the weaker heroes like armor, so it kind of balanced out the characters a little bit more. And then they mixed the pool of cards, so I guess it's a good time to jump in it and kind of learn the meta of it. So yeah, I just been enjoying that a lot. So I'm just trying to grind out all the tavern tiers or whatever, trying to get to 100 or as high as I can get before it resets, because I think there's a new expansion, right, Ray? It's coming
I
out
was going
soon.
to ask you excited for the new expansion. Yeah, there's a new expansion coming out, I think, in a couple weeks. Battlegrounds is dope, dude. Like, I recommend it almost for anybody, like even you, Godly. You don't need a collection to play it. Like,
Okay.
it's just anyone can play.
You just have like a set deck that you play with?
No, well,
Mm-mm.
it's like you buy from a shop, so it's kind of like a
Okay.
deck builder. I kind of equate it to like a deck builder game, in my opinion,
Mhm.
like Clank or like Dominion. Like, you have money and you buy things. They give you like a shop, and you buy from the shop, and you build. It's a small deck. It's like 7, but it's a deck kind of, and they're all on the table, and they auto attack. They auto.
Shout out to N Blue and Mary Lou, by the way, for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Hey
You
guys,
say you're biased though, Ray? Are you biased, man?
No. I think End Times Production is telling Mary Lou she's biased.
Oh, the
Mary
Mary
Lou
Lou.
says that's the
Okay.
best trio dudes of
Well,
all
that's not a
games.
lie. So I mean, I don't know.
And
She's
then End
biased,
Times
man.
responded saying,
It's just
"I
been
think you're
facts
biased."
right there.
But I mean, yeah, sure, I'm biased for Hearthstone. I love Hearthstone, man. Like, I think that's
Yeah, I love
great.
the characters.
I recommend it to everybody.
but I don't know much about the expansion, Ray. I just know it's like an aquatic, or it's like a underwater theme. So it's more like the fish characters and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I think they give us like one free legendary, if I'm not mistaken.
They're
But I don't
basically
know.
they're adding this new type of minion called a Colossal Minion, and it's
Mhm.
pretty dope. When you play the
That's that big
Colossal
old fish,
Minion-
right?
Yeah, when you play the Colossal Minion, additional cards get played next to it, and like you kind of like build a picture of the minion because it's colossal. So like it's too big for one card, right?
Okay.
So like you play the card and like it has like a +2 or +1 cards, and then those things like do things. They're like really cool. But I
Hey,
almost
so
think
I
they're
gotta-
overpowered, man.
I got a quick question for y'all. Do you guys think that this will end up being on Game Pass since Microsoft's purchase? Because I mean,
It's
we
already
played that
free.
one.
It's a free game.
No, but I mean like sorry for console, not like PC or whatever, but for console.
I
Like,
doubt
do you
it.
think they'll convert it
doubt
on there?
I don't think you can play it fast enough.
I think the
Because you got
controls would be too hard, dude.
Monster Train.
timer.
Monster Train was like a really fun card game that you could play.
Yeah, but Monster Train was a single player game, so there's no timer. In Hearthstone, because you're playing real people, there's a timer, and so it takes too much like APM, actions per minute.
Yeah.
Like it takes too many actions to do with their controller.
Especially Battlegrounds.
Like you want to use a key, you want to use a mouse for sure. Like or the touch screen, so like the iPad. But like a controller, I don't think you could do the things you need to quick enough. I think it'd be like really unfair. Like someone playing on the console versus someone playing on the PC, there's going to be situations all the time, probably almost every game, where you weren't able to do things fast enough because you need to do like a lot of things.
Yeah,
you do like a lot of things. I'm like even flicking it with your hand is not even fast.
Yeah,
enough.
I even run out of time sometimes.
Yeah, even with the mouse or with your fingers. So it's like I don't think it'd be good on the console. In my
opinion. All right, fair.
Hey Ray, but there's one more thing I want to say about Hearthstone. I think Ray's finally gonna go on Twitch and claim Twitch Prime because Hearthstone is now giving away free legendaries on Twitch Prime every month.
Well, I might just do it just to claim the legendaries. I don't know if I'll ever use them, but I'll claim them at least.
So that's what this month is. Every month is going to be something different. So I know Ray, you don't normally go on there as much as I do because I always check all the freebies all the time. Yeah. But that might be interesting, for you to check it out.
I need to do that because I have Prime and I just need to take advantage of that. I just keep
man, you're losing out because they give
there's a ton of games. Bro. There's a lot of games you get.
When I was watching people on Twitch, I would go in there, and since I was there, I clicked the little present or whatever. And I don't think I've ever went back and used any of those presents, like not even one time. So it's like, but with Hearthstone, I actually play Hearthstone pretty frequently. So like that would be something I would take advantage of.
That'd be beneficial for me.
Free legendaries, like those are expensive, man.
Okay, so was that the only thing that you played this week, Mark?
Well, that was the only thing that I've been playing this week. I've been kind of going back to that. That's my go-to right now. So I'm trying to.
What happened to Elden Ring, man?
Well, he beat it already, man.
Yeah, I mean, since I beat it, I just haven't. I don't know. I took a little break on it.
Yeah. So what you been playing, Ray?
Elden Ring. So basically, I platinumed it.
You platinumed it?
Hey, so you did the same trick? Hey, did you do the same trick where you just kept going back?
So I did the same trick for 2 endings, and there's the third ending where you're the frenzied flame. Yeah, I didn't want to do the whole shebang to like make it work, so I was like, well, that'll just give me one more reason to play the game over again. So I played it through a second time. So I played it through twice. So the first time though, like I did pretty much damn near everything you could possibly do. I put 100 hours easily into it.
Okay.
So I did everything. Like I tried to do every boss I could. I tried to find everything I could possibly do. Right. And then I basically did everything I could except that last ending. So I had to play through the game one more time. And I got that final ending and I platinumed it. So I'm extra done. I'm done.
Damn, he is done, dude.
I haven't never platinumed the game yet, man. And I have not even beat Elden Ring yet.
Yeah,
I'm still taking my time with it. I'm like,
I took my time with it too, man. I have probably 120, 130 hours into that game. Man. Like, I got a lot of time into it.
I gotta check my hours. I'll let you guys know how long I've been playing it next week. But
it's crazy. One thing that I really love about this game that's once again a new thing from like Dark Souls is I don't know about you all, but I guess it kind of with Mark it did work for him. But most of the time in a From Software game, I stick with like the same weapon. Like I find a weapon I really like and I love it,
and that's just the weapon. Yeah,
all the way through. But in this one, dude, I've made builds and stuff. And I think like what's cool is like even the summon. Like I was using the mimic a little bit more. So did you ever get Black Knife Tish Godly? Did you ever end up killing that?
I still get my ass beat by Black Knight, dude.
Oh man,
come on!
I can't get him, man. And no matter what I try, I looked up different strategies on how to beat this guy. All of them just say use the cheese, but he doesn't stay there for me, and I don't have enough strength to try to use a better stuff. But basically,
so here's the trick. I'll tell you this, dude. The trick is to run from him. So don't
Dude,
like
I
chase
can't
him and
run fast
dodge.
enough.
You have to run, like sprint away.
So don't lock on to him.
No, well, don't lock on to him. You literally run.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does an attack, like you'll memorize his attacks. You just sprint. Like don't like play front with him. Like literally run from him. And then he'll do his motion, then turn around and hit him, and then just sprint away. I'm telling you, turn around and run in the opposite direction. Like
the
he
problem that I
won't be able to
constantly
get you if you
have
sprint.
is because he'll zig to the right and then he'll zig to the left. So like if I try to if he zigs to the right and I go run left, he's zigging to the left. Now I try to run right, but he's coming in closer to me.
Yeah, but I run the opposite direction, like straight away. I don't run like left or right. Like I kind of run opposite away. And then I might circle when I get to the edge or whatever because I have to. But I'm running like from him.
That's where I get caught up. When I hit
the
end of the circle and I gotta move to the left.
Yeah,
to the
but
right,
he's kind of like chasing you now, and he's like chasing you, and you can like kite him around, and then like maybe slow down a bit, let him do a move, and just keep sprinting, and then he'll do a combo, and like he'll do like a smash down or something, and that's when you fire a missile or whatever.
Yeah, I was actually gonna respec to try this one trick with the Erd Tree shield. Because you guys have that shield, right? It's from the two
the one
guys
that reflects or whatever.
On the
the one that reflects.
Yeah, right. You're supposed to take like a hit and then bounce it. But basically there's supposed to be like something that makes it like really OP if you use like poison or if you use the final sins.
Where if it damages you, you can shoot it. I thought they nerfed that.
Oh, I don't know.
They might have patched that. But you can check it
out. I have
to
see, but I was basically gonna respec in the strength and health or whatever, use that shield and see if I could take him down. And then I was thinking like maybe if I use snow, you know what I mean, and Hoarfrost Stomp and stuff.
Yeah, but the Hoarfrost Stomp was nerfed too.
No, yeah, Hoarfrost Stomp was nerfed, but it was nerfed like tremendously. Like people were chalking health.
Yeah, dude, I saw in boss fight videos where people just spam that, man, and that was nuts.
Dude, they were just deleting everything.
Use the moonlight. I think that scales off intelligence. The moonlight, the moon veil.
The moon veil. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? I tried to use the moon veil sword, but I think because I don't have it like plus 8 or 9, it's not really doing much for me.
You got a plus 10, but I think it scales off intelligence, so that would be like a good intelligence weapon.
I also have the Dark Moon Great Sword. I have that one.
But the Moon Veil is much better. The Moon Veil is better because it's faster. So you hold the left trigger down and then you use the power attack. Don't use the L1, use L2 or R2. Hold L2 and then R2 it, and he unleashes it quick. So the Moon Veil takes.
Wait, is that how you do? Is that how you use the special ability when you have like a shield in your hand?
Yeah, exactly.
It's hold L2 and then
okay. R2? So here's another thing: you got to have a shield that has no ability on it. So you should find the Ash of War. There's an Ash of War out there that says
no moves.
Yeah, that says no move, and that one will let you hold the shield and use the move on your right hand. So that's what I used. That's what I used. Or there's also shields though. There's also shields in the game, like the brass shield, that are built in with no move on them. So
go ahead, Jomny. What's your question?
You could find a shield that has no ability, and that will also work too. So I always use a shield, man. Always use a shield.
I like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to use a shield, but I just didn't know like how to be able to use that secondary ability, you know, for those heavy attacks.
There's look it up. There's an Ash of War
without two-handing something. So that was just like you know,
exactly, dude.
Always doing that too.
This is not a theology. This is not a theology or a metaphysical philosophy podcast. This is a gaming podcast.
Hey, is that free?
But yeah, you can do whatever you want in the game as long as the developers have allowed it. So, you know. Yeah,
hey Ray, I want to ask you this question, Ray. What do you think was the hardest boss?
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily for you, but just like maybe like the mechanics of the boss.
So I was gonna get to that, man. Like that's one thing I guess I'll piggyback off that really quick because like I was saying before, this is like the first From Software game where like I actually like felt legitimately like, oh my gosh, I can't beat this boss.
Okay.
Like with my current build the way it is right now, like I cannot beat this boss.
Which
And
boss?
so I had to yeah, I mean, I love to talk about free will with you, man. I'm into that kind of stuff, but right now we got games. We got games we're chatting about. So I don't want to get off to a little tangent with you.
But come back if you like games, man. Stay.
Yeah, stay if you want to hear some games, because we talk about games a lot here. But anyways, I couldn't beat Melania, the swordswoman.
Oh, I heard that one's
Could
pretty
not
wicked.
beat her with my current build.
I didn't even fight that boss.
You did it?
Yeah, you don't
I
have
didn't
to
fight
fight her,
Melania.
but I was trying to do her
didn't fight
boss.
her.
I was trying to platinum,
Yeah.
right?
I
So,
want
I had
to fight her because I want that sword.
I heard she's
that
the
sword
hardest.
is wicked.
she's a trophy boss, so she's not like a mandatory boss, but she's a trophy boss. So you still get a trophy for her. So if you want to get all the trophies, then you have to go fight her. And so,
is there a trophy for killing like all the dragons?
No, there's no trophy for that. No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so killing any dragons, you won't hurt like a trophy or a quest line or anything for the trophies. But I went over to her and I could not beat her. And this is the main reason why, because she heals on hit. So not just damage, on hit.
Oh, so she's drinking your blood a little bit. Basically.
Even if you're blocking. So even if she does no damage to you and you're blocking all the hits, she's healing. So you have to dodge.
Well, I heard that there's a trick for that one too. That works after patch. There's like a glitch that you can do.
Oh well,
I was definitely gonna try that shit, dude.
And so, dude, I had to really try some things. So basically, here's how it worked for me. I went to that Moonville Greatsword. I told you I was using that, and I was enjoying that. And then I came across a boss. I think I had a hard time, or a zone. And so I was like, well, everyone's saying this Moonville is OP as heck. So let me try that out. So I plus 10 to the Moonville, and that was helping me a lot, Stone. Because that special ability, dude, I'm telling you,
that freaking slash.
Yeah, because you.
How do you get it to do it horizontal though? Because I see it does vertical.
Right one, the weak attack. Right one. So.
Oh, but holding the left trigger.
Yeah, so you hold left trigger to do both.
Oh. Okay.
You hold left trigger and then you press the R1 and you do the horizontal. You do R2 for the heavy. But I almost never use the R1. If I was getting attacked by like a wave of dudes that were really close to me, then I would use it because it has a very short range. But that R2, the L2 R2 hit, it goes far. It goes far and it's really fast. So like you don't waste time winding it up. You just like you slash and you can get out of there. And then you slash, you get out.
Well,
it's like almost like a cheat.
Aren't you putting it away in your sheath?
Well, like you put it away and then attack. It takes like you just press L2 and R2 and he attacks it. It's like it's instantaneous. And then like you can dodge away. So you can just kind of like L2, you can do the L2 R2 attack, L2 R2 attack, L2 R2 attack, and it does like a K, like 1,000 damage, like every single time, bro. So like you can do like a whole boss at like 2 potions.
So you were basically able to spam Melania to death?
No, I didn't. So I was using that to get to Melania, but I could not beat Melania because every time she attacks you, she heals. And so it doesn't matter how much damage I'm doing to her. And if you're using your Mimic or you're using Blood Knight Tish or whatever, every damage she does to the Mimic heals her. So it almost like throws your entire strategy out of the window, dude. The way you've been playing the game, like this whole time, is like worthless. And I was like, dude, man, I don't know how to play this game any other way than with the shield. Like a shield is like the only way I know how to play this game. Like I tried dual wielding 2 katanas. So I had the moon, like the river of whatever. On the other hand, I was like, well, I'll just try to dodge. And I just wasn't fast enough, man. I wasn't. Mine was too hooked. I was too muscle memoried on using a freaking shield. And so I was like, man, I do not know what to do. And so I was like, I don't know what to do. And let me try. The next thing I heard was OP was blood. Was doing blood loss damage.
I heard blood loss is really OP.
I went and I looked up a build for blood loss, and I went and got myself an Uchigatana. So I went up to some dungeon and I got the Uchigatana. I plus 25 to that thing, and I went. I put seppuku.
Where do you find all of the stuff that's gonna get you to like you
get all the bells? You get all the bells, so you can pretty much just buy them all, except for the last one.
I had all stones, man. Like I didn't. So basically, I had only been using the Moonveil, which is a somber stone weapon.
Yeah,
and the Dark Moon blade is also the Dark Moon weapon is also a somber weapon. So I hadn't used a single like regular smithing stone.
So you
I had a whole bunch. Yeah, I had a whole bunch. the Uchigatana was like the first weapon that I could even like use the smithing stones on, and so I just dumped them all into the Uchigatana. And so,
but you said you had a blood one though, right?
No, the Uchigatana is not blood, but I went and I got seppuku.
Okay, see, that's the one I wanted.
I
Back in the old days, man.
on it, and I made it blood, a blood affinity weapon, and
Yeah.
that boosted the blood loss to like 100 and something. And then like this is what's cool. I looked up a build and I like kind of copied this guy's build, and I was realizing it still wasn't working for me, man. I was like way weaker, like I couldn't take nearly as many hits, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try something. And everyone I watched, dude, Mark or I did, like everyone was dual wielding for blood. Everyone was dual wielding from blood, and I'm like, that's true. That probably does do more DPS. I bet you it does. But I made my own.
You need survivability, right?
I made my own build.
And you got the mimic, huh? You were using the mimic on that play.
I got the Uchigatana, and I said, screw that. I'm gonna use a shield still. So I went and got the great shield that had the highest shield block rate. It's the best one I think in the game. So like I can take almost any hit, dude.
Which one is it?
I got it. I'll tell you. I'll text it to you. But it's got the highest like shield block rate. So like even strong enemies, when they hit me, they bounce, dude. Like even the strongest foes, when they hit
Did you have
the shield,
to level up the shield too to get it maxed out? Did you have to?
That's mostly for damage.
Did you?
When you max up a shield, that's for damage.
No, it boosts that poise or the sturdiness.
Oh, it
stat.
does? I never even boosted mine.
Yeah, because I used the shiny the brass shield. I got it early on, and I kept boosting it up, and it had as much like guard or poise as heavy shields. So I never used those. I just kept boosting up the brass shield. But
this one I had was a great shield, and it was a light great shield, and it actually had the highest guard break of any shield I had found.
Let me know. All the great shields I got,
and it was
heavy,
light,
bro.
and it was pretty light, and so I was like, I needed quite a bit of strength though. So I remember I really wanted to use it badly, so I put like quite a bit of strength into it, and that one just freaking just ding ding, like everyone just bings off of it, and then I just do the counterattack. So like they bing off it, I R2, and then like a lot of it times it breaks their poise, and I just walk up and I stab them, and I just kill them. It's like this is easy mode, this game. But anyways, what I did, Stone, was I put that on, I put heavier armor on, I put the Arsenal Charm +2 that increased my weight carry, and then I put the Erd Tree Charm. I don't know if you found that yet, but that increases your stamina, your weight carry, and your health and your FP. I think it's a really good one. And then I put on this other, and then I put this other. Was that part?
Oh no! I was telling Godly, it doesn't increase all your stats. It's just like all your like defensive health, stamina, weight carry, but not strength.
But it's like it's really good. So it gives you more weight carry. I actually think I might have took that off at some point, but anyways. And then I put on this one charm that I found that was a legendary charm, and it was like I can't remember the name of it. It was like Great Shield Defense Charm or something like that, and it increases your physical defense. It says by like an enormous amount. And so I tried that, and that made me so much more tanky. And then I switched from the Black Knife Tish to the freaking Mimic tier. And so the Mimic tier, so basically I put seppuku on my weapon. And so when you put seppuku and you make a blood affinity, it like doubles the blood loss buildup. So not only does seppuku itself make it dope, but even just without seppuku, just the sword itself was like blood loss crazy. And dude, I'm not kidding. I went into Melania after I made that change.
Yeah,
I'm gonna build this blood loss build the way I know how to play. So I made myself real tanky. I summoned the Mimic, and I just used the Uchigatana. Only that. I didn't do the whole dual wield and stupid blood charms and all this crap. I just went in there and I blood lost the crap, dude. It must have been like 6 seconds.
Oh yeah,
6 seconds.
Wait, the Mimic tier took it out, or both of you guys were attacking at the same time?
When you have your Mimic that is also blood like you, it procs blood too.
Okay.
So like we're
just it was just going in, huh?
It was like blood just splurting, and then she's just dead. I'm not kidding, dude. Like
and then second phase. What about second phase?
Melted her again, dude.
So what about when she died? When she dies, she kind of creates like this big explosion that does like
you gotta run away for a minute. You gotta run away for a minute, and then basically she fights the exact same way she was fighting.
Okay.
So once she does that explosion, she basically fights the exact same way. But we just ran in there. She has very, very weak poise, So you can really counter her. So when she's about to do a
Nice.
move and you attack her, like you can kind of put her off her
Oh, so you can
balance.
stun lock her then.
You can stun lock her. And with both of us, dude, slicing
Yeah.
her. And it's so cool because the mimic will seppuku. He'll stab himself and like
Yeah,
he'll go
yeah.
extra
Take
high
the
blood
extra
loss.
power for the blood.
And then
Yeah.
I'll go extra high blood loss. And like we just ran in there and it was just like dead. And I
I
was
love
so
the
much
mimic,
stronger.
man.
She was able to hit me and I didn't die.
Mhm.
Like with the other blood build, I was dying in like 1 or 2 swipes. In this, I took like multiple swipes. I had a shield that could block. Even though she healed a little bit, it didn't matter anymore because my DPS was like through
You
the
guys
roof
were taking
now.
her down, yeah.
It's like,
and then that blood loss proc is like heavy. It's probably way heavier than her.
Yeah, and
her
what's
life
crazy,
gain.
what I think people aren't realizing, like if I were to make a YouTube video, I would just say like you don't need that much blood loss. That's what's crazy. Like you don't need to like go overboard with the whole increased attack power when blood hurt. You don't need to get all that. Like your DPS is so high already. And if you use the mimic tier, the mimic is doing blood build up too. So like both of you are building it up.
Make
And
that
so
WLG video, sucker.
dude, and from
Put
that point
tutorial up
forward, man, like every boss I melted. It
Yeah.
didn't matter like who they were. Me and the mimic would melt them.
Mm.
Until the final boss of the game.
Okay.
Until the final boss of the game, I had to switch my build up again.
Wow.
I couldn't beat it, man. I had to switch my build up again.
Really?
Yeah.
So what'd you end the game with?
So here's what I ultimately have now. I have like 2 builds. I use the Moon Veil and I use the Uchigatana. I use both of them. So here's the problem,
right? The seppuku Uchigatana?
Yes, here's the reason why I had to change my build is because the final boss in the game is, I think, the only boss in the game that is immune to bleed.
Whoa.
It doesn't bleed.
Oh, okay.
So my little build combo wasn't
working. Okay.
So I had to switch back to the Uchigatana, which was intelligence based, not blood based, and I used the swipe, and that killed the boss much easier. So that made it a much easier time for me.
Right? So you still use the mimic with that, right? And the mimic was letting her slash.
I did. But here's another thing too. My second playthrough, it was harder. Like it was harder. I mean, of course, the boss
it's Game Plus.
So the mimic tier wasn't working for let me so I switched to Blood Knight Tish. Blood Knight Tish freaking melted the final boss, dude. Let me tell you why. Because Blood Knight's special attack, the one that makes her so good, is she throws out that red.
The blood.
She throws that red,
blood slash.
That little blood slash. It's not blood. It's some kind of curse. So what it does is it hits the boss, and then it drains the boss. The dot is a percentage based off your total boss's health.
Oh, is that why it kills me so dang quick when I get hit with that shizzle?
Yeah, so little piss ants, when they hit the little piss ants, like 1 point of damage. Like if they have like 200 HP, then it's like not even 1 point. But you're fighting the end game boss. This boss has like tens of thousands of HP, and so that one swipe would be like a fifth of their health bar, dude. Because it's a dot, it keeps going. That same thing keeps down. The only problem is after a little while they regain some that they regain because like it literally shrinks your actual health bar. So like when you fight her, it's like it chalks your actual health bar down, and then it dots. So after a while, the health bar comes back. So kind of get the health bar back.
So that's why when I get hit by it from her, I literally go to like 0 health, and then it just dots me, and I'm just dead so quickly.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what she does to bosses, and bosses have like way larger hit pools than you. This is why Blood Knight is so good for boss fights. She's not very good for like normal stuff, but for boss fights, she's really sick because she bleeds the boss down. But the problem was when I was using her on Melania, she would just get attacked, and Melania would build her health all the way back up.
And then she would wait the time that the blood bar goes back, right? Her health bar goes back.
She would get her health exactly. She would get health back again on top of it, and it would just
it would look like she just got uber health from that attack.
Like, what the heck? I can't even. All the damage I do, she just regains it back.
So Mark, I tried looking for that freaking mimic tier, man. I gotta look for a dang tutorial to get to the mimic tier because I didn't find it yet.
I have to tell you, you should find that because if you can't get blood knife Tish, then you need to get the Mimic Tier. And the Mimic Tier is just an easy boss. Like that one you can do, I promise you.
Well, I
So
beat
that
the
one
Mimic
you
here,
do.
but it
He
didn't
already
give
beat
me.
it. He just has to find it. So it's
yeah,
you have to
yeah.
scale a couple of walls
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
after you beat the Mimic Tier, it's not far from there, dude.
Yeah, just
If
look
you
a video up. It's really easy. After you beat the Mimic Tier,
you can literally
it's like,
run straight to it. You don't need to
yep,
kill anything.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
just
Might
have
have to
to
kill like
have
one little
a
silver
stone
tier.
key. You just have to have
Yeah.
a stone
Oh,
key
okay.
to unlock
Yeah, I
it.
just gotta find the gate or whatever to get
But
there.
I'll tell you,
'Cause
man,
so-
like the final boss, Blood Knife was better than the Mimic. Just
okay.
much better. Because the reason why the Mimic was so good for me for a long time was because it could be stupid. As long as it was attacking with this sword, it was doing blood loss buildup. So me and the
Mm.
Mimic were building the blood loss up. So we
Right,
were
right, right.
actually working in cohesion because of that. I didn't need the Mimic to be like smart. We're like,
So
if
it
you
was
could-
less. It was less blood strikes that you had to make because it was hitting it as well. So
Yeah.
if you needed like 4 strikes to proc it, you only needed 2 now because it was doing 2 for you. And stuff
Exactly.
like that.
So
You
when
could
we
give
were
me a
both
proc
swiping, like
quicker.
the Godskin duo, which a lot of people say is the hardest boss in the game, I melted first
You
try.
melted him?
It wasn't anything. I'm not kidding. Like the blood buildup between me and my Mimic was like so off the charts.
Mm.
I'm telling you, Golly, just get the Mimic and give it a blood weapon, and it's cool because the Mimic does a lot less damage than you, but the blood procs are the same percentage as you.
I got a
You
question.
only care about the blood procs.
If you like, let's say I have like the moon veil and the seppuku uchi, like does the mimic get the weapon that you're holding when you
Yes.
summon it?
Yes.
So I can summon it with the blood with the seppuku, and then I can switch to the moon veil and then attack with that.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so you can actually summon it with the blood, and then while it's
And I can
battling,
switch to
you can
freaking
switch
magic.
your whole gear out. You can change your whole build back to magic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, okay, if I pull out the seppuku, called Mimic, he's got that now. So now I'm shooting from afar while he's taking it out with blood loss. You know, with my scepter or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
You can do that. A lot of people do that. A lot of people they have like two build Mimic builds. Where like the Mimic is one build and they're another build. Right. It's pretty cool, man. But
yeah,
like
work it, man.
Also because I was so tanky, my Mimic was tanky. So it was
that thing is
The blood was so much fun though, golly. I had so much freaking fun. I was like, that's one reason why I didn't mind playing it through again, because I wanted to play it through again.
Because you wanted to keep making that blood OP.
Dude, I was melting bosses, bro. Melting them.
I'm gonna have to try it, man. But I hate doing methods that like everybody is doing, but I just want to get the
I made it my own.
Peace,
I made it my own. I just realized that blood is good. So I wasn't doing like a blood build. I just made my seppuku very blood heavy. And also I think you killed Moog, right? That was the one I found. I found that boss where he had the egg or whatever in the background.
Yeah. On
and
the
you
island.
did the little cheese. You did the cheese.
Yeah. But I got the cheese before it got nerfed.
Well,
so
see,
like
I just found that dude and fought him and killed him.
Uh-huh.
I used the blood knife cheese to kill him.
Okay.
And that guy gave you, believe it or not,
he gives you mad experience.
He gives you more runes than any other boss in the game. I think even more than the final
it's like
boss.
500. It was like 500 and something. Just with the golden foot.
Yeah,
like, I didn't even have the golden
He gave me
scarab
like
at the time.
400k. He gave me like 400 and something k, and he's not even the last boss in the game. And for some reason, he gave more than like all the bosses that I ever.
Yeah,
fought.
I told you I was getting beat down hard by stuff, and my game literally changed after I beat him. And then I was able to use all the magic I wanted because I just dumped it all into mine.
You got his rune, right?
Yeah, I got
his rune. He gave you a blood rune. So basically, the great rune. So when you proc the rune arc.
Yeah, when you attack, you gain health, right?
No, when the blood rune makes your summons become blood infused power. So what I was doing was at the end there, I would have that. I'd pop the rune. I'd summon my summon mimic.
Yeah.
You know, he'd seppuku, and I'd make him blood powered. He was just a blood freaking Dylan machine, dude. I went and killed that secret dragon, the lightning dragon, with me and the mimic, and we were just chalking his health, man. Because like the freaking mimic, he does like really weak swipes compared to you. But the blood ticks are just like enormous hits. They're like a large percentage. They got to be like 5 to 7% of like the boss's hit points and like one immediate.
Dude, I gotta try these blood builds, man, because people swear by them online. But I just did normal physical. I never messed with blood.
They saying blood is like way too OP. It's gonna get nerfed like real soon, dude.
That's why you gotta play it.
I at least want to beat it once before they just start nerfing every damn
thing. The reason why I think they might not nerf it is only because I don't think blood is being used a lot in PvP. I think it's more so like a PvE.
And probably because not all enemy types have a vulnerability to it, you know.
Right. So. And like the final boss, like I said, is 100% immune. Like I was fighting him over and over again, and I was like, because I would count swipes. I would count swipes. I was like, okay. Like some bosses, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 proc. I go, okay, so I know this boss takes about 5 swipes. Because it has to be in succession. Like if you do 3 swipes and then dodge, the blood meter kind of ticks down. So you got to kind of like build it up again. But like if you could do like 5 in a row, it proc. But if you were doing the mimic, then it's like you said, 2 swipes, it just procs. It's proc. Like crap, dude, this is nuts. But like I would count on the freaking final boss and not one time, not a single time it proc. No proc. And I was like, dude, I don't know if I need my damage, man. I played this whole game. I need my power here. And like I had to switch back to Moonveil, and the Moonveil was working because I would just do the swipe down, and it would like 1,000 a tick, so it would take no time at all. And then it like you have to do phase 2 or whatever, which is
I might try to take my brass and pull off the armament that I have on there, the Ash of War that I have on there, and then just try to use that as well, because I don't know like what light gray shields you have or whatever, but I might try to see if I can juice my my Moonveil katana up and see like what I can do against that black Tish, because I just want it, you know what I mean, so that I can have it, and then I want to get that mimic tier, you know, to help me out.
Black Tish should be way easier with the Moonveil. Like when she does a combo, just do a slash shatter. Like it should be way easier because the slash is so fast. You don't have to like wind up a spell. Like you just slash and it does like probably more damage than a lot of your spells do. And it scales up intelligence, and you probably have lots of intelligence. I bet you that Moonveil is like really sick for you. I bet you
I'm at like 70 something right now.
You're gonna do like
I haven't hit 80 yet, but
you're gonna do high damage with the Moonveil, man.
Yeah, so I gotta check it out. Man. I just gotta find the stones, man. I gotta find the right somber stones to be able to get up there. I think I went to that it's like a rot area that's underground. And I went through that area and I found like a couple of extra somber stones that were like, you know, 9s and stuff like that over there. But I don't even know like where to get these like ancient stones, you know, to get your shit to like plus 25. But I'll eventually find this.
Actually, you know where you fought that blood guy, that blood god?
What, Moog?
Yeah. You know, like all that you probably just bypassed them. There's that elevator that goes up to him. Well, there's an altar up there that has a plus 10 somber stone there.
I might have grabbed that one. If it was one up there, I might have grabbed it.
It's an ancient dragon somber stone. So that one will give you the plus 10 you need.
Oh, okay. All right.
So when you get to 9, you use the ancient dragon to plus 10.
So you hit me to plus 10. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so basically I use the Uchikatana for bosses for this blood, and I use the Moonveil for like clearing the zone. Because the zone, the enemies like they're too weak for the blood to really matter. So the Uchikatana is just better for clearing trash. But
I just kind of wish that I would be able to like dismantle or degrade my my weapons to get my somber stones back or my other stones back, you know, and just spend like.
But it's like Mark said, you get the ball bearings and you just buy them. You just buy all.
I guess I gotta find some ball bearing to be able to buy those stones from them and stuff like that. I gotta find out who I gotta kill in order to get these things.
Hey, Sir Knight, do you use arcane? Do you bump up your arcane for the? So that's, I know in the last patch they fixed arcane because it wasn't scaling with blood at all for the first couple weeks.
Maybe that's why I'm doing so much damage.
So they fixed it in the last big patch 2 weeks ago or whatever. So that's glad to hear that it's working as intended now.
Yeah, it's fun. I have this little metallic mask. It's like a metal head, and it has like a flat face. It looks kind of stupid, but it does plus 8 arcane. Plus 8.
Does it take anything away from any of your other stats? Because I know like
And
all
mine's
of
taking
my
a little bit of FP or something.
intelligent statue faces, they all take
So a
like
lot of those things, like
70%.
it's kind of minimal.
Mm.
Like there's another one that I use, like Sadriel's like eyeball or whatever, that gives me like +5 to certain stats, and it says, but you take more damage. It's
Mhm.
like the damage you take doesn't even equate to the amount of vitality it gave you. So it's
Oh,
almost like it doesn't even matter.
it
Like
likes
so
to wash.
you're gonna take more damage, but if you add up how much vitality you got from the thing, the percentage evens out. So it's almost like you're getting like all the strength, all the endurance, all for free, basically. So it's like
Okay, yeah, I might have to
I'm
look at
using
some of those
eyeballs.
things and see exactly
Yeah.
how they work with those ones because I just kind of avoid the ones that say, "Oh, you'll take more damage." Because
Yeah,
it's like,
don't
nah,
put them
I
on,
don't need
dude.
that.
Yeah, I know. Like your first glance is like, I know, dude, because the game is so hard. But what's funny
Yeah.
is like, it's almost like they knew that would happen, and like they hid these really powerful things behind those little like those like little emotional walls. Like you
Yeah.
hit that, like, oh man, no way am I doing that. But if you think about it, like the benefits it's giving you are almost just basically counteracting, and it doesn't even matter. You know, so like I kind of ignore those ones. If it's giving you like good boosts, I just ignore those little debuffs.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, so since all you played was Elden Ring, of course, all I've played was Elden Ring. So, 40 minutes in, how about we get into the first topic?
Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna play now, man. What am I gonna play next week?
Hearthstone.
You gotta play Horizon,
Dang it.
bro.
I know, right? I'm gonna play Horizon now. I
Horizon,
don't know,
shoot.
man. I'm like, how can
We
I
got
play
Tiny
something else?
Tina's Wonderland or whatever. That one came out recently, so that's
I
another
think
one of
that's
those
gonna
we
be
got to play.
lame. I think I'm just gonna like. I think Horizon might be able to make me after playing Elden Ring. It might be good enough, but I might be spoiled now for a little while, man.
I heard Tiny Tina was like a pretty damn complete game. So,
I'm going back to Dark Souls 3 and gonna beat it. So,
hey, do that, man. That's a
Did you
great.
ever play it, Mark?
yeah, I played all the Dark Souls games, but I never beat any of them until Elden Ring. So,
You need to go back and play Seppuku, man. That's Seppuku.
oh,
Sekiro.
I never played that one. I
That's
never
what you
played
should.
that one.
You can buy that for cheap. Just go play
Okay.
that one, dude.
I'm
That
gonna
one's
get that one.
awesome.
You could probably
I
borrow
love
it from. Wait,
You
I
probably
think
love
I
it.
got a copy. I might have a copy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. I wanted to go back and finish Dark Souls 3 because I like the game a lot. But yeah, I want to try, Sekiro too because I know that you
Sekiro,
guys.
you're gonna like that because it's a change of pace. It's like it's not trying to be Dark Souls. It's its own experience. You will probably really enjoy it. I love Sekiro. I platinum that too. So
But I'm gonna platinum Elden Ring too, man. I want a little break right now, man. Once I beat it, I was like, all right, little break. So
Yeah, I hear you on that one, man. But yeah, so the first topic of the day that we have is Zelda. For some godforsaken reason, Nintendo decided to put out this video to tell us that it's gonna push back the production release of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever. Yeah, I was kind of like, this thing is only like a minute or two long, and they literally showed us like nothing new. It was literally the same stuff we've heard or seen. So I was kind of like, why the hell waste our time? Like, why put a video out like this? Like, this was not necessary. Just do a press release like everybody else does. Or how'd you guys feel about this? Did you feel like this was more like a more heartfelt and passionate I'm sorry, we're pushing the game back video? Or what?
well, for me, it's like I think because I've been playing Elden Ring, I wasn't as like so excited to play this. Like Elden Ring, like really scratched that like high quality open world itch that like we've all been wanting. And so this was like it came and gone. So I agree with you that I think like a tweet or a blog post or whatever would have been enough to announce the delay on this.
Yeah.
But maybe there's lots of rabid Nintendo fans out there that are just like really
Devastated?
really devastated. Yeah, and so they felt like this was more like I guess respectful to all those fans. They basically blamed it on the fact that this new game has a world in the sky as well as on the ground. So I
Right.
guess like it's going to take them more time to build, but I've said my piece a lot about game delays. I'm fine with the game taking as long as they want. I just wish that they wouldn't even announce a release date at all to begin with. Like, I don't mind a game taking a decade, take however long you need to take to make it, but why even give us a date? Because it seems like no company has stuck to a date.
Unless
So
it's
really
legit
frustrating.
gold. Like, unless you know for sure you could put this game out tomorrow, but you have to do enough ads and stuff like that to let people know so that your game can sell well. Like, if that was the case, then I'd be all for that. You know what I mean? Like, if you could legit drop your game tomorrow and it's playable, and it's ready to go, no problems or whatever, that you can find, off top. Random shit's gonna happen, but yeah, if they could drop it like that, then yeah, by all means, announce your game, give it a due date. But yeah, I mean, like, if you want to just let people know that it's coming, do that. But don't give us a date. Don't tell us
I
it's
agree.
coming out.
Yeah, a lot of people think
then,
like,
I gotta push it back 2023.
like a lot of people say like, oh, don't you want the game to be as good as it can be? It's like, yeah, the problem isn't the time it takes. That's not what I'm worried about. It's not like I want the game now. Take as much time as you need. It's that I don't like that you kind of like pseudo.
Got my hopes up, man.
Yeah. Like, why even give? Yeah, exactly. Why do that to your customer? Just avoid that altogether. But anyways, so
yeah, or just put like the infamous coming soon.
Yeah, I think that I think part of it is I think maybe they saw how well Elden Ring did as an open world game, so I think they wanted to release another masterpiece like the first Breath of the Wild. So I feel like there was more pressure because it's their Japanese brothers out there, Nintendo, all the Nintendo fanboys who wanted Elden Ring. They maybe they only play Nintendo games, but I just feel like there's a little more pressure to make this a masterpiece like Elden Ring. And also, it was how many years? 5 years, March 2017 since we saw the Breath of the Wild. So this has been a long time coming, man. It's gonna be over 6 years between the two games. So I appreciate them being given like a sincere delay video. It doesn't change anything for me. I still want to play it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it on launch. But yeah, man, 6 years. Woo, that's a long time.
See, I wanted to ask
there's
you.
Some games that never see a freaking sequel, but
like, I wanted to ask you, Mark, and like I know you played it too, Gali. And now that we've all played Elden Ring, when I think back on Breath of the Wild, like part of me, now that I played Elden Ring, thinks it's kind of shallow. Like, I think when Breath of the Wild first came out, it was like, man, this game is like, wow, this is a real great open world game. But now I think Elden Ring is just like completely changed the bar. And I almost think this game was like tiny and shallow.
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of more emptiness. Like, there's a lot of open areas. There's a lot of places you can go. But compared to Elden Ring and the every cave and all these intricate NPCs and these little quest lines and items and
this shit's child's play compared to
this is literally Elden Ring Junior. So there's a lot of people who was criticizing Elden Ring, saying it was a Breath of the Wild copy, which I don't see that 1%. Breath of the Wild is literally baby Elden Ring, like your first open world game starter pack is Breath of the Wild. So I think they have to go back and add more. I think they probably played Elden Ring and saw how the world was so there's like no emptiness in Elden Ring. Like, literally everywhere had something to do.
There's something everywhere. Yeah, there's something everywhere.
Compared to Breath of the Wild, there's a lot of empty places.
It's like hyper rewarding, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, Elden Ring is like the most rewarding thing ever. Like, every single dungeon, I'm so excited to see what I'm gonna get at the end. Like, it's always different. It's always something new. Or just
the boss that's at the end of it. Like, what kind of new shit am I gonna encounter now? Like, when I cross through this fog,
here's one thing that I felt from Elden Ring. Yeah, Squid. Dude, you gotta play it, bro. You gotta play it. I feel like Elden Ring, I never felt like I wasted my time. There's a lot of games where sometimes I'm hitting my head on a wall and I'm like, I just wasted an evening or I just wasted an hour. Elden Ring, I feel like I played the game and I always got so much out of it. So
even if I like spent like 20 minutes trying to work down Black Knife Tish and still dying, I could just be like, okay, I'll go over here and I'll just find some new weapons. Like, oh, okay, I'll go over here and I'll try to search for this item. and then I'll make my way over there. And then I might not even get to that area because I didn't know the exact path to take, but I found some other shit trying to search for that shit. You know what I mean? So
You're rewarded
it's
so much for playing the game, dude. It's crazy.
even the fact that
So,
you can be in an area that you cleared out, sit down at the grace, get back up, and then like maybe it was like a long stretch of land or something like that you passed through or something. But just the fact that those glowing skulls are down on the ground that you can just run over with your horse and pick those up, that's still like something that they're just giving you freebies of. It's like, hey, you cleared out this area, but you know what I mean? If you want to run back over here, like it's some extra little things that's over here. You know what I mean? Like it's always something to grab, dude. And that was always like that's like one of the things I really love about it, man.
But it's
just
something
so much.
great to grab, like as well. Like you're kind of excited to pick up those little runes. Like those are experience points. Like
that's something that's gonna give me that much more closer to another
level up. Like everything is so much fun. Like every little item is so fun to get. Like you find that somber stone, right? Or you find that, you find tiny bones and you're making your own arrows and you're like, I think it's just like everything is so fun to get. Every item you discover, it's every way you get the item is like a new different zone and experience. Like it's so dense. Like you're right. Like Breath of the Wild, you have like these long expanses between you finally find the dungeon and the dungeon
or just
fun,
fighting anything.
but it's like
there's
or even
lots of area in Breath of the Wild, and that's like another one of those things that you can like extremely appreciate is the fact that Elden Ring just gave you so many different varieties of enemies to attack and have to deal with. Like Breath of the Wild, it's just copy and paste goblin areas left and right all throughout the area. Like, oh, you ran 20 feet without something. Here's a goblin post. We'll put it right here. We'll put like a few goblins, same enemies all around. So it's just mundane. It's just monotonous, after a while. Like you just run past those things. You don't even attack them because they're just a waste of your time. You know what I mean? But like I never felt like attacking an enemy in Elden Ring was like a waste of my time. And I hope that they change. Yeah, and I hope they change that in this Breath of the Wild. I hope they give you way more varieties instead of just like doing like a mass population of this one creature in everywhere. You know what I mean? Like don't make these goblins able to be in the fire area. You know what I mean? Don't let that happen. Give me something else.
Yeah, and every fight is like I don't know about you, but it's really close to almost every single mob you come across. I swear has a different like feel.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm almost like what does this enemy's feel in order to beat it easily? Right? Is it one that's like got low poise, so when it hits my shield I can counter? Is it one that's quick so I have to dodge? Is it one that just is weak so I got to make sure I get a hit in? Like every single enemy has like a different feel to it. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean I'm definitely it was definitely like, whatever for me to hear that Breath of the Wild was postponed. I'm definitely looking forward to it when it does come out. Kind of like Mark, I don't know if this is like a day one buy for me, but this is definitely one of those, that I'll look forward to buying, to add another game to list. I don't really consider too many of the Nintendo games to be day ones. I mean, there's a couple.
This is definitely one of them, but I'm just saying, like, I wanted to buy a Switch just for this one game, and like I feel like it was good, good. But I do think after playing Elden Ring, I feel like if I went back and played Breath of the Wild, I would feel
You'd be disappointed.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed. Unfortunately, I think this is like definitely Elden Jr., like Mark Rice said, and I think like I don't think Elden Ring is impacting just this game. I think Elden Ring is going to be impacting games to come, dude. Like I think it's going to impact all open world games from this point on. Like
I hope it impacts the hell out of Pokemon, dude. I hope they get some voice acting in that piece.
I hope that Nintendo's delaying this, as Mark said, because they want to make it more like Elden Ring. Like I hope they make it as interesting as and dense and rewarding as Elden Ring is. I just and the fighting experience is just as fun and unique.
Yeah,
I can't
get rid of the Master Sword, man. Don't make the Master Sword like one of the best swords. Just give me some other stuff, man. Give me mad varieties of stuff that can compete against the Master Sword and the Tri-Shield.
It's cool.
That's the type of stuff I want to see. But moving on to the next one we have, Microsoft. It looks like when they heard that PlayStation was gonna incorporate their Spartacus deal, that they were gonna go ahead and announce that they got plans of doing a family Game Pass. I'm not sure exactly why it provoked them to even mention it or whatnot, especially without giving us like full details. But having a family plan is pretty nice. You know, you can probably get the bros together on one account. You know what I mean, and save a little money on that. But it also, you know, that was one of my questions that I had for you guys. Like, would you be able to sign in to multiple Xboxes and play online at the same time or not? And if you could or whatnot, but this would be one of those things that would solve that if that was a problem. You know what I mean? Where you just pay like a set price and then you're able to, you know, have your whole family of 8 playing it, you know, Nintendo Online. How you guys feel?
I think it would defeat the purpose if you couldn't do that. Like, why have a family plan where you can have multiple users if they can't play at the same time? Like, I think that'd be interesting.
Well, I know this would be the answer for that, but I'm saying like if I could just have my one sign in on 3 Xboxes in my house and I'm playing on one, my kids is playing on one, and my wife is playing on one, but they all using my name. You know what I mean? That would be dope. But you know, this is probably the answer for that. You know, pay one price and everybody has their own account name. I don't gotta show that I'm playing Ryan's racing game, you know, Ryan's World Racing game. My kids are playing that on their own account, not tainting my games, you know, in my catalog.
Yeah, my guess this is just going to be like the family plan for the Switch. You can add the family plan for the Switch is a really good deal because you get up to like 8 people. So, you know, I always thought like long term, like, oh, it'd be cool if Game Pass had a family plan because that would be cool to just pay one price and then, you know, have a couple consoles in the house, you know, play with your family. Like, this is a must. I feel like this is a must have long term for Game Pass. So I'm definitely going to sign up for this once the family plan comes out. Like, to me, it's a no brainer. Like, this is something. And if I can add like my friends, like you guys or whoever that are not at my house and it still works just like the Switch, that's even a better value. So
yeah, but I'm kind of wondering, like, why wasn't this done already? You know, like I think about like how many, you know, PlayStations I have, and the fact that like I have to make it so that my family has to play on my account in order to play like all of those PS Plus games that I downloaded. You know, that
so
I had
it's 5
library.
5 accounts, 5
that's
players
good.
across
5 is
the
good.
entire library. I think it's
number.
going to be just like Netflix. You click Game Pass, and then accounts will pop up. Yeah, and you click like your name, so it's gonna link. You're gonna link your tag, right? Like, so I think like you can all be playing and watching at the same time. I would assume. Why else would I just don't understand? I think and that's what I think would make this cool. If I didn't have that, then this would not be as neat to me. But like if you're able to like you log in, I log in, Mark logs in, we're all logged in under the one Game Pass umbrella.
Yeah, that'd be nice, dude.
Our account, getting points for our account, then I think like if you didn't have that, that'd be terrible. I wouldn't want to. I think a lot of people wouldn't buy it. Like if I knew, dude, people's gamer scores matter to them, dude. Like if I knew that, like if I knew like if I was logging in under Godly Sovereign's Game Pass, but he had the family plan, and I knew every game I played was tallying up Godly Sovereign's gamer score.
Just mine.
I probably wouldn't be too happy about that. Like I might still do it to save money because like gamer score isn't that important to me. But I think for a lot of people, it would really be important to them. And so I think you really need to make sure, man, that like everyone on the account is getting their own games credited to them on their Microsoft account. You know,
for
my platinum trophies matter to me. Like on my PlayStation. Like, I wouldn't want to get platinum on Elden Ring and it tallies to Godly Sovereign's account. And it says Godly Sovereign Platinum to Elden Ring, right? Or Bloodborne. It's like, nah, man.
I would love that platinum, dude. You did my first plat, bro.
Sir Knight did that, right? So it's kind of like, you know, like it matters, man. So I think like it's going to be, without question, you're going to have the accounts linked to your gamer tag or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
excited for this.
I might need to game share you on mine so you can control.
What's the price? What's the price? Like $30? Will you double it? What's the price for this? What do you think? I think 30, right?
So they said it's obviously going to be cheaper than 5. So I think anything over like 25 a month is a little steep, but 30 is a fair price.
I think
just
30.
For what you get.
Yeah.
You You would really
Because-
need to go ahead.
Because 30 even between us would be 10, right? As long as it's the ultimate version.
Yeah.
If
So
it's the
long as you're getting
ultimate,
PC.
30 is fantastic.
Yeah,
Absolutely, because that's just two people right there. So that's a good
Yeah.
value, you know.
I can see
Yeah.
30. I have a feeling it's going to be 30.
That wouldn't
And
be
then
too
it's
bad.
worth it,
Especially
right?
if it was
Like,
split, man.
yeah, I think that's dope. And then if you even
But,
got like a fourth or fifth person on there, you're paying, $5, $6 each, Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I hope they separate it out though. I hope there's one just for console, one just for ultimate, and one just for PC, perhaps. Because there's different people
I
out there.
agree.
Some people may not want that, may not want to pay for it. So I hope that they're a little strategic on that pricing. But either way, dude, I think this is fantastic, man. I'm so pumped for this.
I know
Yeah.
Game Pass is already, I feel like, a ripoff for Microsoft. Like, they're giving us even a better deal. I mean, how awesome is that? It's cool,
That's
dude.
funny.
This is cool news.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so on to the next topic. E3 being canceled. It looks like they had, a little news coming up that they were just deciding that okay, they weren't going to do an actual show, and they're not even doing the digital show like they did last year? They did one last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they did
so
a
I
show
mean,
last year.
that's kind of a bummer, because E3 is like one of those big shows that, I'm always looking forward to, to seeing and whatnot. And, and sometimes they do like a lot of big reveals, but I don't know if it's because a lot of companies just decided that they weren't going to show. So it wouldn't be, lucrative for them to spend that money on the show like that, or what? What do you guys think is the issue? Why they decided that they would cancel it?
To me personally, I just feel like it's getting a little antiquated because nowadays PlayStation has their directs, Microsoft has their own showings, Nintendo has their little directs. Everyone who really matters kind of has their own events, and those are kind of like the go-to places for the latest and greatest news. I feel like E3 would just kind of have all the staggering, because for some reason some of the Sony doesn't even go to E3 anymore, correct? Like a lot of Blizzard doesn't go to E3 anymore. Like a lot of the big players opt for their own events. So I think this might be the beginning of the end for E3 in my opinion.
But does Microsoft have like their own like specific event? Because I know they've done that other thing, which like George Keighley or whatever he hosts or whatnot. That's like the Summer of Games or something like that, or the Game Awards. Yeah, they've showcased a lot of stuff there, but I don't think they have anything themselves like Sony has with like the state of plays and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have something like State of Play or the Nintendo Direct, but they still have their they still have some when there's big news, they have some sort of online streaming showcasing. Hey, for whatever studio they're buying, I just feel like they're pretty good at being forthcoming about everything that's in their pipeline. So I don't know.
This is interesting to me because like I agree with Godly that I think in a way it is antiquated, but I think it's
that was Mark.
But there's something. Oh yeah, God, Mark Ray. There's something valuable about that antiquated experience though, of like going into an actual venue, physically showing up with other gamers who are just excited as you. And
bro, you remember how it was with the PlayStation experience, man? That was like dope.
Like the way we learn about games is moving forward and antiquated, but social settings and like things where people come together will never be antiquated. Like that's the human experience. And I think like having that human experience of like going someplace with a bunch of other people who are just as passionate as you and just as excited, and like that experience I think is still valuable. And like, so I hope this isn't the beginning of the end of E3, but I wouldn't be surprised because like I'm kind of like in the middle where like I agree with Mark that I think it kind of is, but at the same time, I see lots of value in having these actual physical places we go to, and not everything being where we're all in front of our screen and we don't ever go anywhere or get excited about coming together about things. Like I just would rather, I mean, I would go. Like if I could go and they open up, like I would go to it.
Dude, I've always wanted to go to an E3, man. I've never had a chance to go to an E3, but that was like one of my goals, man, was to at least go to one E3,
I think it's in need of revigoration, so hopefully it's better, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Sir Knight, there's no replacing the in-person experience. Getting together with a lot of people, like-minded individuals, enjoying, the things, that you guys enjoy together. So, whether that be like Comic Con or any kind of big event, I don't think I think there'll be a place for all types of events. But my point was, I think that it'll be little more like tailored, like PlayStation. Hopefully, they have their PlayStation experiences coming back, and I just think it'll be more like BlizzCon kind of events, and move away more like of these kind of generic events because everyone just wants to be the focus, have the center stage, and sometimes at E3, everyone's kind of competing, so they would rather just have their own events on the side. But I just like Golly said, I always wanted to go to E3 my whole life, so I would like to go one day, but I don't know if that'll be a possibility.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean,
I
they said
think,
it'll be back in 2023. Hopefully, no shit goes down that prevents that. But
I hope the new reinvigorated showcase also is a little bit more open to public,
yeah,
open to the
instead of
public,
being so damn secluded and
I just
freaking.
think that I agree with you like on principle for sure because I think it's cheaper for Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo to just do directs, right? Like, or they do, PlayStation showcases or state of plays. Like, they reach just as many people, they get just as many millions of views, and they don't have to build a whole program and a venue and only have a few thousand people come. I just think like I don't want to. The notion of coming together isn't antiquated, but the way we make money and advertise our games, this is an old antiquated way of doing it, and it's not cost effective. And so like I worry about like how it will change, you know, how we I guess report and how games are delivered to the public if we're not. I think having a set time in the year though is important. Or like I do think having like a set time in the year where everyone knows, okay, it's game
Look forward to
announcements
it.
like season, right? Because that's
Yeah.
kind of like E3 was like it was like a season of game announcements of what's to come in the industry. I do think having like a set time of the year where like that's happening is really valuable rather than just it being scattered all throughout the year. I think having like one set time of the year, like the summertime, is a really cool thing to get the industry excited and get people ready to see what's coming. I just don't know how it will change.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic we got. So PlayStation Plus has released the games for April. And there's 3 games here, of course, as always. So we have Slay the Spire,
Great
SpongeBob's
game.
Battle for Bikini Bottom, and Hood. And I remember Hood was one of those games that they had tried to hype up like a while back, right? Like this is almost like 6-8 months old, right?
I think 1 year came out last May.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I heard about that one, but I never found any interest to play it. You know what I mean? And I think Slay the Spire is a solid game out of
Yeah,
the whole collection.
I think these games are a little disappointing. Just looking at like the broadness of them, I feel like it is pretty. There's a kid friendly game. There's a little bit of
Covers all the
something for
bases.
everyone, but these are Slay the Spire's old. Hood kind of got negative reviews, but that is one I did want to try. SpongeBob looks pretty fun, but I don't know. I just feel like lately PS Plus has been kind of a mixed bag for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is another disappointing month. Slay the Spire is a great game, but come on, man! Like,
everyone's already played that thing, man.
yeah, that's like releasing Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, it's a great game, but come on, that's old. Like, how can you possibly? This is from 2017. This came out. Slay the Spire. That's
Yeah, dude.
5 years.
Everyone's been
I
playing
mean,
that.
let's like everyone's beaten this game already, right? And it was an
Yeah.
indie game to begin with. It was like a $10, $15 game, even when it launched. Like this, if you haven't played this yet, it's like, come on, dude. Like, who is this for? The 3% of the audience that I mean, it's like that's so ridiculous. Like, I can't stand that. Yeah, it's a good game, but it's like this is a bundle game, 4 years
Bundle
ago.
game.
If you haven't got this game for free yet, or like try it, there's probably been so many avenues that you can get Slay the Spire for free over the last 5 years that it's like if you haven't had a chance to play this game yet, like you're really trying not to play it. Like you're just trying not to. If you wanted to play this game, you've already played it.
You've had plenty of time.
You've had plenty of time, right? Like this is like there's no one out there that's like who wanted to play this and is like, oh, finally. Like they probably already played this, It's like stupid. You have to be quick, like Microsoft was with Guardians. Like Guardians had been out for a few months, but it was still fresh enough that people who wanted to play it were like, "Oh, cool, I have a chance now." Like, you have to be relatively quick, Like this is crazy. And Hood, like that flop. I mean, this is just a shame. Like this is a terrible month.
Yeah, so I mean it's a bummer that we haven't had any like really outstanding PS Plus selections in like a cool minute. I think probably like 2 or 3 months. Everything's been kind of like mid for the last 2 or 3. But it's
the last cool one was Persona 5 Strikers, right? That was like the last. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that was
how long it's been.
Yeah, that was a solid one. And you would think that maybe they would try to give us like one of those PS5 games like do. Really kind of spoiled us. In the first 2 or 3, like a day one PS5 game. And instead of just giving us these damn PS5 versions of games, like I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
Give me a new one, man. Try to compete with one of these services just a little bit, just a little. But,
yeah.
See, whenever Game Pass comes out with their new games, there's always something dope on there. Where I feel like PS Plus is hit and miss. I don't think there's been a single month with Game Pass there hasn't been something I'm super excited to play every single month. Where PS Plus sometimes it's like, oh, it's cool, and sometimes it's like, wow, that sucks. Game Pass is never like, wow, that sucks. It's always something cool.
Yep.
Yeah, but sticking on to the PS Plus topic, man, let's get to the last topic that we have, one of the bigger topics of the day. And last week we talked about it, right? Spartacus is on the move. It's coming out. And they decided to finally give us the information, the finite details of what's going on with Spartacus, aka the brand new and improved PlayStation Plus, man. And I have to say, bro, like this shit it's not great. It's pretty mid, man. It's definitely not improved. The fact that it's got the basic
essential.
The basic bottom tier, the essential or whatnot. That's cool, because that means that I don't have to change anything if I don't want to, right? I can just keep doing things the way I've been doing it, and there's no problems. That being that $9.99 a month, you'll be able to find those PlayStation Plus cards for the $30 or whatever. You'll still be able to continue doing it. So as long as they have that, I'm cool because they didn't change my lifestyle, right? They didn't make me have to swivel and do anything else. So that's cool. And then you got the PlayStation Plus Extra, which then takes it up $5. And they give you that catalog of 400 games of PS4 and PS5. So I think there are some games that I heard that were on there that are actual PS5 releases that we'll be able to play on there. So that's cool. At least that you'll get some PS5 games. So, perhaps the people who, finally get to purchase a PS5 this year will get that Plus Extra, and they just literally won't have to buy any PS5 games because you'll get everything that they give you in the PS5 PlayStation Collection, and then they give you that. And then
they're not giving you Demon Souls. They're not giving you Spider-Man. They're not giving you.
I thought they were giving you Spider-Man, but like the PS5 edition.
Well, first of all, they haven't told us a damn game they're giving us. I don't know how you can possibly announce this and not tell us any
what they're going to include in there.
None, not even like a few. Like
I think it was rumored that they were going to give us some.
That's the weirdest thing to me. That's the most bizarre thing to me. This thing launches in 2 months, and we don't even know a single game we get for this PlayStation Plus Extra.
But that leads me to think that it's going to be in that same category of the current PlayStation Plus, where they're giving us a PS5 game, but it's literally just an old PS4 game, but the PS5 version of it.
It's
You know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
like
So
Bugsnax
that
or like
might be that.
Destruction All Stars. That's what the PS5 games are. They're gonna be like the games that like no one really wants to play. They're not gonna be giving you or they're gonna give you an old PS4 game, right? That's been updated for PS5, and they're gonna call it from their PlayStation Studios catalog. This seems just like this is super disappointing.
Yeah.
I feel like Sony just came out and they just re-announced PlayStation Plus again. Wow. Sony came out with an update today and they announced PlayStation Plus again, guys.
Yeah, dude, this is such a disappointment. Like, I had high hopes. This is their answer to Game Pass for now, and it's no good. You know, if we wanted PlayStation now, we could already subscribe and get some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it just seems like they're merging two subscriptions into one, but it's just not compelling enough for me to get it. So
yeah, what was really weird though is this premium selection, man. They're having you pay $18, but all they're giving you is PS3 and PS2 games, and I guess this option to like cloud play or whatever. But it's so weird. Like, why do you hold the PS3 and the PS2 games under this cloud play? You know, like why do you hold it under this branch? Why aren't they giving you the PS2 and PS3 games in the extra? Why are they waiting till the
I don't
Plus
exactly like
it's so weird.
They act like it's some kind of gem they're giving you here. Like, who wants to go back and play like PS2 and
Yeah,
PSP
who wants to
games?
play that old ass looking shit? There's a reason why everybody shit on Grand Theft Auto trilogy for looking the way it was, dude. Because it's not updated. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like, oh, cool. Look it. Don't you remember? You know, like Dirt 1. That was a lot of fun. You'll play that for 5 minutes. Oh, that nostalgia wore off quick.
Don't you remember Gecko?
Yeah.
Do I want to play those though?
It's like, yeah, Flower was cool 20 years ago. It's like, I'm not trying to play that now. Like, you'll get a little nostalgia. These are not games you're trying to sit and play over and over again. Really, the only thing that is interesting on this tier is the timed game trials. Like, that's really the only thing interesting here. I feel like you're paying the extra $8. Because in my opinion, like, this additional stuff here, like, is worthless. This 340 PS3 and PS2 games, it's worthless. The only cool thing here is this, right?
That's just PS really Now.
Matters, is the game time trials. Like,
and
then we don't.
You could do time game trials on the PS Now, right?
And it says select games, so it's probably not even going to be like the ones we all want to play. You're not going to play God of War or Ragnarok. Like, they're not going to give you that one.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating, man. Like, this is just like the biggest laugh to me. I know, like, I'm negative. Like, I will negative on the PS Plus. I'm negative on this. But, like, I love PlayStation. I play Elden Ring on my PlayStation. I like to buy games on my PlayStation, even if they're third party. I primarily use my Xbox as a Gamepass machine. So it's like I do prefer PlayStation. And I do think PlayStation makes the best games in the world. I just think, like why even bother with this if you're not going to really compete? This isn't even like close to competing. I almost feel like Nintendo does a better job. Like, they give you all their old games at a much cheaper price for a year than this. When they added the cool expansion pack for the Animal Crossing, that's new. That's brand new. Like, I want something like first party new. Like, Nintendo's giving you something first party new day one, date and date. Like, this is, and that they can't tell us any of the games. I don't know why you would announce this and not tell your customers any of the games they're going to get for this additional price.
Yeah.
What does it matter? I don't care if it's 1,000 games. If they're all bug snack or like low quality or PS2 games or old games that no one plays or everyone's already played before, I don't care the quantity. This is nothing to me.
Yeah, that's kind of like that absurd number that Xbox gives of like 900 plus games or something, some crap like that. But like, we're talking about Xbox 360 games, like the entire library of Xbox 360 games, as well as other stuff on there. Like,
here's the thing. For PlayStation For PlayStation Now, you get 700 games. 300 are PS3 cloud games, and the rest of them are PS4 and above games. So literally what they did was they broke PS Now into two sections.
Right.
Here are the games that just run natively.
You're so right.
And then the premium are the games that you need the cloud, the emulation to run. So it's
a total, almost like a scam, almost, right? There's nothing new here. You're right. This is like, yeah, that's crazy when you think about it. You're right, because it says up here, 700 games. That's PS Now.
Yeah, that's how much PS Now has.
So that just is telling you right now. You're right. You're right. This is the PS4 games you get right here. That's already on PS Now right now. Dirt 2.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get the old emulated cloud games that are already on PS Now right now.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Why isn't it backwards? Like, I wouldn't even be mad if they gave it to you backwards. If they gave you the PS3 games in the extra, and then they gave you the PS4 games in the premium. Like, why is it backwards? That's a strange one too.
That's a strange call too.
It's so weird.
Yeah, you think you would give you that shit for the mid tier and the good stuff for the premium, but I feel like this mid tier is like
freaking.
I feel like this tier right here is the one that you would want.
That's a work. Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted anything, this is the one you get here, right?
It just doesn't have that cloud gaming, so you'd have to find out first if that streaming is any good. And if the streaming is decent,
it only runs at 720, so it's okay. But yeah, it's just not enough cost saving, because if you get the premium, it's $18. Mm-hmm. If you get PS Now separate, it's $9.99. You get PS Plus separate, it's $9.99. So you save $2 by bundling. So you save 10% by bundling. So,
but you're not gonna have that option. There is no longer going to be a PS Now. So the only way to even get PS Now will be that.
Yeah, sorry, I just meant to compare to what we had right before this was revealed. So we get a 10% saving when bundling. Hey, normally when you bundle your cars together, your homeowner's insurance with other insurance, you save more than 10%. So I feel like this is not even a good value at all.
Yeah, I feel like this is
at least 20 switching to Geico.
I almost feel like this is them like thinking that we're morons, because it's like I think they really think that if they just put PS Now with PS Plus, that the PS Plus name will now make me pay the money for PS Now. That's what they think, right?
Yeah, because it's like, it's PS Plus, I've been paying for that, so I'll just pay the higher tier for more stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is their trick to get you to buy PS Now. It's like, if I didn't want PS Now before, I don't want it now.
Didn't want it then.
Dude, that's what's so frustrating, man. Like, so all they did was just re-announce PlayStation Plus for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not doing any one of these. I didn't want PlayStation Now before. I don't want it now.
Yeah, they just gave PlayStation Plus a new name. They just made my shit from PlayStation Plus to PlayStation Plus Essential now.
Yes, that's the cool update we got, guys.
They could be trying to hit you with FOMO, man, or like that snobiety, that snobriety, where like, oh, you got Essential, you ain't premium. Damn, you cheap. You couldn't spare the extra 8, bro. Like,
you're just an Essential user.
Yeah. Oh, you Essential.
Nah, man, you gotta be
premium over here, man.
Totally, dude.
Yeah,
you're totally
man.
Right.
They gonna probably have like
peasant,
some.
We're peasant users now.
We're peasants, man. For sure, dude. They're probably gonna give them like some extra freaking gamer tag, like asterisk or something like that, saying premium. They're gonna give you like the push and
P. Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, you're gonna have like a special theme. Yeah, like a special theme or like a special avatar. Like that's what you're paying for.
I'm gonna be extra hot if they branch it off with like PlayStation Plus stuff, and then they start giving you more freebies for going up to the next tiers and stuff like that. But at least you would get something more for having premium, But like, how they just give you like a bunch of free crap that you can just download, just for having PlayStation Plus.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
if they
like
start
bonuses
branching
and
that
stuff.
off now, like,
Oh
oh, you
yeah,
essential, you can't get that. You got to be
right,
extra for this, and
right.
then like kind of like a battle pass or something. You know what I mean? Like you only get the free shit unlocked, and you gotta pay to be able to get this other stuff quick.
Yeah, like what Sony doesn't get, man, is like they asking you. They're asking you to spend 10 extra bucks for PS Now. Here now 8. They're asking you to spend 8 extra bucks
Yeah,
for PS
they
Now.
essentially want you to double what your current subscription price is right now for
Yeah.
this.
Well, they're asking you to pay 8 extra, yeah, especially double what you're paying now,
Mhm.
right? To get some kind of like whack ass like service. Right? They still expect you to spend 10 bucks a month and full price on our games. Like they're not
Yeah.
giving you anything. Where Microsoft is much more generous to its consumer. They say, "Hey, we're going to ask you to spend 10 extra bucks a month, but we're not having you also buy our games on top of it." Sony's saying, "We want you to spend 10 extra bucks a month, 10 extra bucks a month and buy our games on top of it." Like that's what's so frustrating, man. That's why people don't want to buy PlayStation now, because they already have to spend money every month to buy the new PlayStation game, right? So it's like, why am I gonna spend money on a game service when I'm already spending my game allotted allowance and money and budget on the games to buy your games, right? Like that's the problem, dude. Like this is stupid. No one just wants some kind of like second rate, third rate game platform. They want to buy the newest game that's coming out and then play it.
Yeah, the only way that I would even, consider getting premium is if I went on to one of those sites that was, selling like the cards for like the PlayStation Plus subscriptions, and it was just like heavily discounted, to the point where it cost me like $10, for the year, $10 more for a year or something like that. Like instead of 30, 35 or something, I'm paying 40.
Yeah, you can
You
find
know
a
what I
deal or
mean?
something
And
on
it's
the
like,
card or
oh,
whatever. Yeah, like a
okay,
PlayStation
I might just
premium
do it just
card.
to check it
Yeah.
out or something like that. For a year, why not? But I'm not paying $120 a year for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
because it's so crazy. Like, you're gonna be spending your time playing not Breath of the Wild, Horizon Forbidden West that month. Like, so why am I buying this subscription service, right? When I'm playing Forbidden West this month, right? Or I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo this month, or I'm playing God of War this month, or I'm playing like why? Like, what's the point? Where with Microsoft, whenever a game comes out, I have their subscription, so I know I have the game now, right? Like I'm not like double dipping. It's so weird, It's just a strange. It's the most moronic business model, Like I guess they just honestly think that because they put PS Plus in the name now, that alone is going to make you now buy PS Now, because that's all they're doing. They're just slipping in PS Nows, and that's really that's all it is. They just slip PS Now and change it to PS Plus, and now they think you're gonna buy it. Like that's really strange, dude.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a bummer, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wish that. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. I just wish that this was the new PS Plus. Give us a regular price, merge the two, maybe increase it by $1, maybe $2
It's
top.
just one solid price, yeah.
But anything more than like $11.99, we don't want it. I know very little people that have PS Now. I have subscribed to it on a couple different occasions. If I had like an extended break or something, it's cool to play some games in there. But it's just there's nothing new. It's all old stuff that maybe I missed. Maybe it's nostalgia. It's nothing that I'm gonna go out of my way to get. So I just really think they missed the mark here. I think that we'll get some sales because obviously, I feel like maybe some people think like they'll get more because the premium name that like this is not premium. There's nothing premium about this at all. But I'm really just disappointed at the end of the day.
Yeah,
no, I think Godly's right. It's gonna be like, what did you call it? SOMO, not FOMO. What's the other one?
It's like where it's like snobriety or whatever.
Yeah. I think snob purchases. Yeah. You're like a premium snob where you just want to have the best, premium thing. Like they might get some purchases from that, which is really frustrating. But they really didn't do anything for anyone here.
Yeah,
all they're doing is trying to make you pay for a service they already offer.
Yeah, I agree with Mark, man. If they had told me like, okay, PlayStation Plus is no longer, $50, it's $70 for a year. and and it comes with like this PS Now feature, where it's added that. Like I'd totally be okay with that, man. If like the price, the cheapest I can find a discount on is like 40 or getting it for the $50 or whatever, like I'd be okay with that. One feature across the board, there's no levels to this, and it's the same. Like I think people would be okay with that. Like that wouldn't be a problem. But it's the fact that you're trying to tear this shit up. Like it's ridiculous, man.
Let me ask you this. So you said PS Now is gone after this, right?
Yeah, they won't offer PS Now as a standalone service any longer.
And I think they really messed up because people like Squid, he used to just have PS Now. He didn't even have a PlayStation before PS5. He has a PS5.
Okay.
He used to have PS Now on his PC because it ran all the games in streaming. But there's some people who just had it on the PC. So I feel like they're gonna miss their mark there unless PS Plus works on it.
I mean, you probably should be able to work that PS Plus on your computer.
Well, no, for someone like Squid though, you got to pay a pay increase then.
Yeah,
because in order for Squid to still have access to his games, he has to do this now.
Yeah,
see, because this only gets him PS Plus. So really, for
now he's getting taxed.
He just got taxed. Yep.
Interesting. But he has the PS5 now.
I didn't know there were people that only had PS Now. That's interesting, dude.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think that's how he played Spider-Man. I think that's how he played Spider-Man. The first one was he played it on PC on streaming or something like that. I forgot what game it was, but he was, he's the one that was hyping up PS Now for me a little bit, and I subscribe from time to time. Yeah. But there's people who only play it on the PC.
So they didn't have PS Plus at all. That's interesting. So a lot of people who didn't have PS Plus at all just got their price increase for if they want to keep PS Now. That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
Wow, I did not realize that.
But,
yeah,
I mean, it's a bummer. I'm hoping that there is possibly enough backlash in the community over these tiers and whatnot that maybe PlayStation decides to retract and go back to the drawing board and make some adjustments or whatnot. But if not, no sweat off my back. I don't have to change anything. I can just keep my essential ass right where I'm at and and be good. So, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all we got for this week. Appreciate everybody for stopping through. Appreciate everybody who clicks on this video. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. And until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.
I got you.